Hey everybody, welcome back to Driveway Junkie. Had some fun, having some fun with rotors. This is the rotor that was on my Vibe. I kung pawed it right into the yard, look at that. Got some new ones today. I didn't think to start the video earlier. So I got my slotted and drilled rotor that I'll be putting on here. And then we'll get a little video of the other side too. These are the rotors from when I bought it a couple of years ago yet. And they are not warped, but the pads were worn down before I even got the vehicle, so the rotors were grooved already. So I put new pads on. I'm like, we're just going to wear the pads into the old grooves. So I ordered up pads and rotors this time. So I got some pads and rotors we'll throw on here. And Jeremiah's working on his Neon, grabbing stuff out of his Civic. He's got some side skirts from a second generation Neon and some flares, some wheel well flares that he wants to work on mounting up on this car.
Straight from eBay.
Oh yeah, it's eBay Performance. You know, race car parts for a fine racing machine. So we'll get to these projects here, give you a little update as we go. Let's get this rotor and pads on and get this side done at least. Yeah, our one side done. Just got to torque the wheel. We'll do that after we get the other one done. Now to this side. Get that crusty rotor off. All right, got this one on there. Marked front passenger side. I know a lot of these slotted and cross-drilled rotors, there's a lot of varying information on which way that these go. I know a lot of it has to do with which way the venting in the center of the rotor is. If the venting is vertical, you can put the slots and drills either direction, pointing forward or flowing backwards. These ones are marked this way, so I'll just put it on like this. Sometimes these vanes will be tipped at an angle one direction, and then you'll have to flip them accordingly based on the way the veining is. But these are just straight vanes, so I think they could go either way. But I put it on the way the sticker shows. And yeah, the old one had a nice big groove in the back. Pretty deep grooving in it. It's all right. You want to change your rotors in pairs regardless. You don't want to do just one. Equal wear, equal pressure. Let's get the rest of this one on before it starts raining. Ooh, looks sketchy. All right, pads and caliper back on. We'll get the wheel on and torque them. What is Jeremiah doing over here? So he's fabricating these side skirts to match up to his Neon here. He's doing some rust covering up with these things. Project day. Alright, wheels are on and torqued. This car is all ready to go now, so I can get back to the blue Neon on the street. This car needs a wash real bad, but I've been working on a dirt road for the past 4 weeks, so I'll wait until this week's done, then wash her up. But for now, just getting the brakes on is a huge plus. All right, let's get this thing moved out of here and get the blue car up in here to work on the struts. All right, Vibe's back on the street. Got the blue Neon up here. The rear struts have been clunking on this thing. The easiest fix for that is to shim the mount up with a washer. What happens is there's a center sleeve in the rubber mount underneath this washer here, and that center sleeve will break away from the rubber bushing, and then it'll start clunking. But the mount isn't really bad. It's just the rubber got compressed over time, and you can kind of shim it up with a washer, so I've been doing that. Both the rear struts need to have washer shims put in, so that'll be our first step here, is get those rear struts out. All right, we got the strut out. Jeremiah and I were able to get an extra washer in there as a shim underneath to shim up the bushing. Now we can put this one back in. It struts back in place. We'll get the wheel on and get the strut done on the other side now. Rear struts are done. Both shimmed up and put back in. Now I check the tightness of the front struts, and then I'll have one of the boys help me do a toe alignment with the tape measure. Well, we see how close it is. The front struts are adjusted and checked. Now I'll get it out on the road, drive it a little bit, see if I hear any other clunks before we set up the toe. Not too worried about these tires, they're pretty rough. You'll get different tires that get sold, so I'm not too worried about wrecking these anymore or scrubbing off the edges. So next we'll do a little drive. All right, I think we're done with this guy for tonight. Got the struts all adjusted, the rear struts fixed so that they don't clunk anymore, wheels back on. I got to get ready for work tomorrow, so thanks for joining me on today's adventure, and we'll see you next time.